Yo, what's going on, boys? Today I'm going to be ranking all evolutions from worst to best, and I'm also going to be ranking the heroes from worst to best. So if you guys enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and it's going to be a long video, so might as well hop right in. At number 39, we have the Barbarian's evolution. So the reason why I put this evolution as the worst one is because this evolution is genuinely terrible. And as we've noticed in the meta, like Evil Valk and Evil Knight have been taking place for the Evil Barbs. Honestly, I'm not sure how this happened because Evil Barbs used to be pretty strong, but right now, unfortunately, they are number 39. Number 38 is going to be the Goblin Drill evolution, and this evolution is quite literally the only evolution that makes it worse on the Evil form compared to the normal form. As you guys probably have already noticed, that the Evil Goblin Drill does not do even like near as much damage as what a normal Goblin Drill does. And Supercell did try to bring it back to life last season by buffing it a little bit, making it an extra goblin on the side Goblin Drills as well, but it still is a really horrible card, and so far I have not seen anybody play this drill unironically on ladder. Number 37 is going to be the Goblin Giant evolution, and the reason why Goblin Giant evolution is this low on the list is because it used to be really good when the Vine spell came out, but Supercell did thankfully nerf it, and God forbid it gets a nerf ever again, guys, because if it does, oh my goodness, I might just quit the game. We all know what kind of decks come out of the Goblin Giant evolution. Goblin Giant P.E.K.K.A, Goblin Giant Sparky Lightning. I think I'm just good off those decks, so thankfully this evolution is at number 37. At number 36 is going to be the Bomber evolution, and man, do I miss this evolution being good in the meta. Ever since they got rid of the double bounce on the tower, the evolution has never found a place in the meta, but I am hoping one day that it will be back in the meta because I really enjoyed playing this evolution. Not gonna lie, guys, I'm an Expo player and I loved playing Bomber Bow with the Evolution Bomber, but the Evolution Bomber has been pretty much underground. It's been dead for like a very long time, although I will say the normal Bomber is super good in Goblin Drill decks and like a lot of other fast cycle decks, so I guess that makes up for it. At number 35, we do have the Ice Spirit evolution, and this evolution used to be really good when it one-tapped Spear Goblins and did a lot of damage and only had 2 ticks, but unfortunately, guys, it did get nerfed. I feel like the nerf was deserved, though, because for a 1 elixir evolution, it was a top 10 evolution, but yeah, since that nerf, it went from top 10 evolution to bottom 10 evolution. I feel like you benefit more from having a normal Ice Spirit than an Evo Ice Spirit because you get to save the evolution slot for something better, like a better evolution. Even Evo Skeletons, which is also 1 elixir card, but that's much better than an Evo Ice Spirit. At number 34 is unfortunately going to be the Evolution Bats, and I feel like to make this evolution work at this point in time, you have to have a deck that revolves around baiting out spells with the other cards so that the Evolution Bats get a lot of value. They die to Zap, they die to Snowball, and those spells are really popular at the moment. And yeah, I feel like one example of that kind of deck would be Mega Net Bait. Like you bait out spells with the Spear Gobs, Skelly Barrel, Goblin Gang, and then you get the value off the Evo Bats and you potentially win the game off that. Except for that though, some of the other decks that used to run the Bats now no longer run it because minions are so broken. And yeah, minions have just completely taken over the Bats. I feel like any deck that ran Bats are better off with minions because that way you get to empty out 1 evolution slot and you also get a better card for 1 extra elixir. So that is why Evolution Bats are at number 34. Number 33 is going to be the Evolution P.E.K.K.A, and the reason for this is because Evolution P.E.K.K.A no longer heals a lot when it kills a cheap unit. That nerf was absolutely needed because before that nerf, I know that P.E.K.K.A Goblin Giant decks were all over the meta, P.E.K.K.A Bridge Spam was all over the meta, and also P.E.K.K.A Balloon was all over the meta. Just a lot of P.E.K.K.A decks that, you know, relied on the Evo P.E.K.K.A being broken, and also the fact that Evo Ghost is now a new broken evolution, and you know, Evo Bataram is a viable evolution, also doesn't really impact this deck a lot because you can just like switch out the Evo P.E.K.K.A to like fit in a Evo Ghost or a Evo Bataram, which is, you know, much better evolution. So overall, I don't think P.E.K.K.A decks got a lot like of an impact, but you know, I still hope that one day P.E.K.K.A evolution does get the love it deserves. Not as much as what it used to be before though, don't get me wrong. I don't want it to be that broken, but you know, I do want it to like get a tiny little buff in some way that it doesn't like break the entire meta. Number 32, I have the Evolution Hunter, and this evolution kind of just died down ever since the Evo Ghost came out because the one deck that consistently ran Evo Hunter was RG, and ever since RG got the Evo Ghost, Evil Hunter has not really been in the meta ever since. I feel like Evil Hunter nerf, where, you know, it didn't like net stuff right away, was also super important to make this Evo not popular in like other decks, because once the evolution comes out and it's super broken, guys, there's always decks that like abuse the fact that that one single evolution is broken and kind of like shape the deck around it. But that nerf was completely needed for the evolution to not, you know, break the entire meta. And since the Evil Ghost came out, the evolution just completely disappeared. But, you know, one day I hope the Evil Hunter gets more use rate, because I did like the Evo. It's kind of like, it's a, I don't want to call it a high skill Evo, but it does require a bit of brain to use this Evo. Next up, guys, we do have the Skeletons evolution, and they are very bipolar at the moment. I remember when the Skeleton evolution had 4 Skellies in it, they used to be absolutely broken, definitely top 5 in the deck. But now that there's only 3 Skeletons, and they also like rarely ever multiply in some cases, it's actually like very bipolar. I'm a cycle player, so I play it all the time, right? Not because it's good, but because it's fun to play. And I will say, like, so many different cases, they just don't multiply. They either get like the insane, like the most crazy value you've ever seen, or they just like don't do anything, they just die. So that is why I put this evolution at number 31. At number 30 is going to be the Firecracker evolution, man. Now, same story as the Evo Skellies. I've seen a ton of memes about Firecracker just like staying there and not doing anything, just sitting there as a cameraman. But the other half, when it does get value, it gets insane value when your opponent doesn't have a small spell or anything. But keep in mind, right now in the meta, literally every single person has a small spell because Goblin Drill is popular. And I know Hog is also decently popular, which makes this Evo popular. But I feel like that's the story of every early season. As we go like later in the season, I know that the Evo Firecracker is not going to be, you know, your go-to Evo for the Hog Rider decks. I feel like maybe even another Evo will be a go-to Evo for the Hog Rider decks. So that is why I put this Evo on number 30. If it were like consistent though, if the interactions with it were consistent, I would put this high up, but as of right now, number 30 is definitely what it deserves. Number 29, we have the Archer's evolution, and the reason why I put this evolution kind of down low is because they have gotten like a couple nerfs over time, and they're only really popular in one deck, which is Expo, right? So this evolution completely depends on whether Expo is good in a meta or if it's bad. And right now, because of the Hero Knight, Expo is just like terrible. I hate to say this, but it's absolutely terrible. Only that one Expo deck without any support units like the Rocket, Berserker, Cycle cards, that one's like pretty viable. But except for that, you know, no other Expo decks are really popular, and safe to say that this Evo right now is not the best. But you know, if Expo becomes good next season, then the Evo Archers will automatically become good next season because it'll get a lot of play rate. So I feel like it's kind of codependent on like whether the deck that primarily runs this Evo is good or not. At number 28 is going to be the Evolution Zap. So I would have put this evolution a lot lower if not for this exact meta right now, where Sparky's super popular and a lot of people are playing the Evo Zap again. But the reason why this evolution like didn't really used to be that good before this season is because Vines completely replaced it. Think about it, guys. For 1 extra elixir, you get the stun, and then you get to bring the air cards down to the ground, and you also get more damage than the Zap. So, you know, why wouldn't you use the Vines over the Zap? But this season, Sparky is super popular. That means the minion horde and like, you know, minions are super popular automatically, and the Evo Zap actually takes out minions, which is kind of helpful compared to Vines, which, you know, a lot of the times it doesn't take out the minions if it gets blocked. Or say like Minion Horde, it only takes out 3 of them. So I think the Evo Zap is finally kind of finding its place back in the meta, although not completely, like not entirely, because obviously I would have put it higher. But I think number 28 is like decently good ranking for Evo Zap. I mean, I would put this higher, so let me know in the comments if you guys agree with this or not. Guys, moving on, at number 27 is going to be the Evolution Dark Goblin, and pretty much nobody plays this evolution, but as an evolution, like as a card itself, it's still really good. But the thing is, nobody plays it because there's other like evolutions that are much better in the decks that it's ran in. Like for example, Hyper Bait, right? So everybody runs Dark Goblin in a Hyper Bait deck, but what evos does Hyper Bait run? Goblin Barrel and Wall Breakers, because those are like pressure evo, so those are automatically better than like a defensive evo. And it could be used as an offensive evo, but I think that is like the one primary reason why Evo Dark Goblin is not very popular. As a number 26 is going to be the Wizard evolution, and off the top of my head, I can only name like 2 people who played this evolution. I feel like the evolution isn't bad, it's just like not played enough, if that makes sense. But at the same time, it is like a 5 elixir evolution that's not a win condition. So I mean, I don't know how people would be able to fit it into decks. I know Agni King, the Sparky player, plays it all the time, and then I know another guy, this is like this off meta Mega Knight player that plays it all the time. Except for that, can't really name any other players who play this evolution. Once again, not a bad evolution, just not played enough. At number 25 is going to be the Evolution Lumberjack. Now, Lumberjack, you only really see it in Golem decks and Lumberloon decks, and the reason why it's number 25 right now is because ever since they nerfed the Rage stuff, where like you could keep the Ghost alive with the Rage and then 3 crown a person with like literally 2 Rages and like 1 dead Lumberjack, I feel like this Evo hasn't really been like stupid popular. I know it's still like meta in some decks, but it's not like very, very broken. Matter of fact, I think it's balanced, but you know, sometimes you could still kind of make a broken use of it. Not really too sure how to explain it, but you know, with certain decks, it does feel pretty annoying. Like for example, Lumberloon fast cycle decks, man, it feels so annoying with that. But except for that, I think the evolution is pretty balanced and deserving to be at number 25. At number 24, I put the Evolution Furnace, and this card was a little bit weird for me when it comes to ranking because the card popped off, right? Like it got the rework, it got the evolution, popped off, but where is it now? Like, no one plays it now. I swear to God, guys, I have not faced a Furnace in like days. And I can only like maybe think of 2 decks that run it consistently, but even then, those decks are not good in the meta right now because of Sparky and like a lot of different decks. The one deck that I can think of that consistently runs it is Goblin Drill, Evo Snowball. But even for that deck, I feel like there are better variants with the Bomber and the Berserker. So yeah, I don't know, man. Evo Furnace, it was nice knowing you, but hopefully it stays dead because like I don't want to face this card. Card is absolutely insane and also super annoying to face. At number 23, we have the Diddy Cage, and this card is so good, guys. Still, like, even right now, this evolution is one of the best evolutions, but the reason why I put it so low is because of the meta again. Like, nobody plays the Evolution Goblin Cage except for Pompeo and like maybe a couple of Recruits players and a couple Golem players. Quite frankly, there's like 4 different buildings that are much better than the Goblin Cage right now, which is why it's getting like no use rate, which is why I put it at number 23. But you know, when the other buildings still get the nerf that they deserve, I believe this Cage Evo will be one of the best buildings and one of the best evolutions in the entire game. At number 22, I've got the Evolution Battle Ram, and the reason for this is because, guys, the Battle Ram is super good, but guess what comes out of the Battle Ram? 2 Barbarian evolution, and Evil Barbs are just not good, man. They're the worst evolution right now, and I feel like the Battle Ram form itself is super broken. Like, now it kills goblins in 1 tap when it's charging and stuff. It pushes stuff aside. It's a good pressure card in P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam decks, but guess what? Once it pops out, it kind of loses the purpose because like the Barbs are so easy to defend. You can legit defend the Barbarians for 2 elixir, even if they pop out on the tower, like on your tower. You can just like Ice Spirit Skeletons and boom, they're dead. They're not going to do any hits. So yeah, that is why I put the evolution kind of low, even though I think the like primary form of the evolution when it's still in the RAM is really good. At number 21, guys, I put the Evolution Musketeer, and the reason for this is because Evolution Musketeer, being a good card as it is, it's not really very popular in a lot of the decks. Only Balloon Cycle players play, and sometimes you see Hog 2.6 players play the Evolution Musketeer over like a Cycle evolution, but aside from that, this evolution doesn't get a lot of playtime in the game, which is why I put it at number 21. Now, it's not a bad evolution on its own, like it's a really good evolution, snipes out stuff like so far away. But for it to be like better in the list, it has to be good in the meta too, right? And right now it's just like kind of stinky in the meta. I feel like Hero Musketeer is all over the meta, causing the Evil Musketeer to just not get like any playtime. Even Balloon decks now run the Hero Musketeer, so you know, Evil Musketeer is gonna have like 0-minute playtime this season. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not gonna be very popular. Alright guys, we're finally in the top 20 now. So starting at number 20 is going to be the Mortar Evolution. Mortar Evolution is very good when it comes to like pressuring your opponents, but I do think it's kind of easy to counter at this point. I'm not saying that it needs a buff, but you know, for evolution, it's quite easy to counter. It's like you can just like Earthquake log it and it dies. You can, you know, rocket it, it dies. And I feel like a lot of the Mortar decks, I know Mortar was super popular last season, but a lot of the Mortar decks kind of rely on the Evo Skeleton Barrel to win the game rather than the Evil Mortar itself. Like, the Evil Mortar is more of like a defensive Evo, if that makes sense, compared to like an offensive Evo. And Evo Skelly Barrel just completely replaced this Evo as like a win condition in Mortar decks, which is why I put it at number 20. At number 19, I've got the Cannon evolution, and the reason for the Cannon evolution being this low is because it just got a nerf where it doesn't kill the archers and the firecracker anymore. But keep in mind, guys, for a 3 elixir building evolution, it's still like a really good evolution, gets a lot of value if you know how to play it right. And right now, quite frankly, Cannon's not the best building. I feel like Evo Tesla is the best building when it comes to like evolution buildings. So yeah, Cannon's not going to be really that great in the meta. But, you know, I hope that it still kind of sticks around because Evo Cannon is super fun to play. I personally like the broken concept of it, like just bombing the entire map and like, you know, being able to bail out through like a dual lane beatdown push just because you have an Evo Cannon. But that's just my like cycle player on the inside talking. Let me know if you guys like enjoy playing the Evo or, you know, enjoy facing the Evo. I'm sure a lot of you guys don't enjoy facing the Evo, but yeah, just let me know in the comments. Alright guys, at number 18, I have the Goblin Barrel evolution. Now this evolution is super easy to defend when it's on its own, but god, if you put it in a hyperbait deck, it is impossible to defend. Almost impossible is what it feels like. And sometimes, you know, if you're playing a deck without a big spell, or sorry, a small spell, it's over. Like you can just like swipe up if you see the Goblin Barrel evolution. The spam actually gets so real when it comes to like Evil Goblin Barrel in a hyperbait deck. I know a lot of hyperbait decks now run like the Wall Breakers and Skeleton Barrel, but still some of them still run the Goblin Barrel. Like for example, the Hypno deck, man, that deck is so annoying to face. And just like that, there are a couple other hyperbait decks that also still run the Evolution Goblin Barrel, which is why it lands at number 18. Alright guys, at number 17, I've got the Electro Dragon evolution, and no matter how many nerfs this card gets, I swear it's always going to be in the top 20 just because the concept is so broken. Like, just Infinite Chains is actually stupid broken, guys. Not gonna lie, it could die to a Fireball, and I feel like it would still be so popular in Golem decks. Maybe not to that point. That would, like, genuinely kill the card, but, like, you know what I mean, man? The card just never seems to die down from, like, beatdown decks. And also super annoying to face when you don't have a big spell in your deck, man. You just, like, you die to the Evolution E-Drag. You just genuinely can't defend if it's behind something. So that is why I put this evolution at number 17. Alright guys, moving on. Number 16 is going to be the Evolution Executioner. And this evolution is so underrated, man. It used to not be that good, but now it's like played in so many different decks. Hog Xe NATO obviously always played the Xe, so now they play the Evo Xe. Goblin Drill Giant Skelly Golden Knight plays the Evolution Executioner. Aside from that, so many different Golem decks play the Evolution Executioner alongside the Zappies, which is like a broken combo. And yeah, just a lot of NATO decks run it, which is so insane because, guys, just a couple seasons ago, I feel like nobody ran this evolution. It was not even like that popular until that one season where it got the buff. And then the Bridge Spam Boss Bandit players started playing it. That kind of started like a chain reaction among other decks. And now like so many people play it in so many different decks. And it, honestly, every time I face an Evo Executioner, it feels like an off meta deck, but I know that it's somewhat like meta in like pretty much any kind of deck, mostly in Bridge Spam, but you know, in any kind of deck, if you see the Evo Xe, you have to assume that, oh, this is meta now. So that is why I put this evolution at number 16. At number 15, guys, is going to be the fuck ass Royal Recruits evolution, guys. I hate this evolution with a passion. You're not going to find a bigger Royal Recruits hater than me. Just imagine placing a card and you automatically have like the same amount of dual lane pressure and it's 7 elixir. Like, just put it down and you have like automatic dual lane pressure, no like effort needed. Just place the card down, boom, you have dual lane pressure. And now split a Goblin Gang, you have more dual lane pressure. Like split a Wall Breakers, just keep adding on to like the split cards, like say for example Spear Goblins, Goblin Gang, Wall Breakers. Just keep splitting cards and you just automatically win the game. Like, that's such a dumb concept. And yeah, I know it's not very good in the meta, but the card itself is so broken, bro. It's actually insane. And I hope it gets deleted from the game one day. And I know a lot of you guys wish that too, but unfortunately, I don't think Supercell's gonna really delete any of the cards that are currently in the game. So we're stuck with Royal Recruits being in the game, but it is whatever though. And that is the reason why I put it on number 15. I'm praying that this card never gets a buff, because if it does, that will be the last day I play Clash Royale. Mark my words. At number 14, guys, we do have the Knight evolution. And first off, guys, Knight has so much aura. Knight is the only card that has an evolution, a hero, and a super card form. And Evolution Knight is still super good as a card itself, even though I know that it's not being played a lot right now because of the Hero Knight, which is, you know, basically Evolution Knight, but with 2 extra elixir, because think about it, you get the extra HP, which is like, okay, sure, it makes it an Evo Knight with the extra HP, but the reason why people play the Hero Knight is because it pulls the other unit into the Knight, making it kind of broken. So like literally the ability is the only thing holding the Evo Knight back. If not for the new Hero Knight release, Evo Knight is top 5 Evos, like even right now, and definitely of all time. Like I'm putting it top 3 of all time, not gonna lie. This Evo is so good, and honestly, like I'm waiting for the day that they try to kill it, because I think they've done it multiple times, but it's just impossible to kill this Evo. It's like one of those Evos that will never die. Like I don't know. It's like hard to kill this Evo, not gonna lie. So yeah, that is why I put it at number 14. Let's move on to number 13. Alright guys, at number 13 is going to be the Evolution Mega Knight. Now I could have probably put this evolution a little lower than the others, but I feel like this is like a really good evolution, no matter if it's mid ladder or top ladder, man. The fact that it knocks troops back and then it jumps onto them again is so broken. The concept is just insanely broken. Very good on defense, even better on offense, and honestly, like, the card needs a nerf, in my opinion. Even though right now it is suppressed because of the meta, but I feel like if Mega Knight has a good meta, we'll see. Like, I know that other cards are like overshadowing this card, but if we have a Mega Knight meta, we'll see that this card will need another nerf. At number 12, I have the Evolution Royal Giant. Now answer one question, guys. Name one meta where the Royal Giant evolution was bad. That's right. 0 metas where the Royal Giant evolution was bad. Pause. But anyways, this evolution is very good because I feel like it's the concept, not gonna lie. And also Royal Giant decks are never gonna lie, even in competitive. Like if you can't play Royal Giant, you can never make it to World Finals. Like every single year we see so many Royal Giant decks, not only on competitive but also on ladder, and the reason for that is because Evolution Royal Giant is just genuinely such a good card. I think it deserves a nerf, but it might be biased because I do play Expo. But yeah, with the Evo Ghost Man, this deck has been nothing but more popular ever since it came out. So that is the reason why I put this Evo at number 12. Of course, if it gets a nerf, it might go down. But like the concept is just like so broken. Like, dude, it just like knocks shit back and then does hella damage. And it just like never dies if we don't have the right cards. So let's move on to number 11. Alright guys, moving on at number 11 is going to be the Evolution Tesla, and the primary building for this season has been the Evolution Tesla because Evo Cannon got a nerf, and a lot of people are moving on to Evo Tesla now. And it is super broken, I'm not gonna lie. The wave does do a lot of damage, and this is coming from an Expo player. Like, I should be defending the Evo Tesla, right? But no, I myself think that the Evo Tesla is a bit broken compared to other cards, and I see that a lot of other people have also been asking for Evo Tesla nerf. So this is me, you know, trying to not be biased. So hopefully you guys appreciate it, because if it were up to me, I would defend this card forever, but I know myself that it's super broken. And I know a lot of Expo players in the comments are probably going to disagree too, but guys, keep in mind, it's like the most used building right now after Cannon nerf. So I do think it needs like some sort of nerf, and that is why it landed at number 11 in the list. Alright guys, at number 10, I have the Evolution Skeleton Army, and we're finally in the top 10. Can we get a round of applause? Thank you, thank you. Alright, so number 10, Evolution Skeleton Army. Some of you guys might argue that this should be higher, but the thing is, Evolution Skarmy is not very hard to counter. It's just that every 2 weeks or so, somebody comes up with like a new tech where you can like make it stuck behind your King Tower, and then now you have to like deal with a new whole glitch that everybody's abusing. Not really a glitch, it's like, you know, a tech, I guess. Like you make it stuck behind something and then the skellies just go up and take the tower. But if not for those plays, I feel like I would put it even lower, not gonna lie, because it's not very hard to defend. Only in some decks, like hyperbait decks for example, it gets super annoying because you need to save your splash units or, you know, your spells for the general. But except for that, I don't think this Evo Skarmy really like needs to be higher. You know what I mean? Like, let me know in the comments if you guys disagree. Some of you guys might disagree, but I would love to hear your thoughts and why you think it should be higher or lower. Alright guys, at number 9 is going to be the Baby Dragon evolution, and this evolution did recently get a nerf, which is why I didn't put it in the top 3, because it literally was a top 3 evolution. But the 10% speed movement nerf has made a pretty big impact, but still not big enough since, you know, it's in the top 10. when it comes to evolution ranking, but like this evolution, I just don't see it dying anytime soon, man. It's so good in beatdown decks, and it's also so good in defense. Like I swear, some cycle decks also ran it in the past. Like Piggies, for example, ran it with the Evo Baby Dragon. Evo Baby Dragon Hog Rider was a thing, and obviously I don't have to mention Evo Baby Dragon Golem and like other beatdown Evo Baby Dragon decks. So I'm just waiting for the day it dies down, honestly. Like I don't know how you would balance this card. Like if you're Supercell, what do you do to kill this card? I just actually have no idea. Or balance it, not kill it. I mean, you know, I'd appreciate it if it died, but like they wouldn't kill a card knowingly. Or at least, I mean, I would hope not, right? But yeah, I don't know what else they could do except for taking away like more speed percentage. But that would, I don't know, man. That would just be boring if they took away like 10% more of the speed. I feel like people would still play it just because the evolution is so good. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys agree with what I'm saying. Moving on, at number 8 is going to be the Evolution Valkyrie. So the NATO range did definitely make a bit of an impact, but it was kind of like a gift and a curse because now other decks can't really activate King Taro off the Valkyrie that easily because of the low like NATO radius. Now you can only activate off like a Fisherman, or you know, if you manage to pull it all the way in the middle around and like back into your King Taro, if that makes sense. But yeah, the decks that rely on the Evil Valkyrie to defend or win the game still rely on it, so I don't really like see like that big of a change. I know it made an impact, but like not really a huge impact, if that makes sense, which is why it's still in the top 10. And I think top 8 is definitely deserving for how strong this evolution has been ever since release. At number 7, I've got the Evolution Witch, and we all love healing Evos, am I right, guys? Am I right? Where do I even begin, man? This Evo is the most obnoxious Evo in the entire game, and not like, it's not the fact that it's broken itself, it's the fact that the decks that play it are so crazy. Giant Graveyard, Golem, like straight beatdown. Like no cycle decks runs this card because I mean obviously it's a 5 elixir Evo, right? But like, why couldn't it be played in like a less of an annoying deck? Like for example, play it in a control deck or something, dude. Everybody who plays this Evo is always playing a beatdown deck, and I swear this Evo's gotten like countless nerfs, yet it's still such a good Evo because the concept, the self-healing concept is so dumb, and I hate healing like mechanic in the game. Like it should go in my opinion, but that's a talk for another day. So let's just move on to number 6. Next up, guys, I do have the Evolution Wall Breakers for number 6, and Evo Breakers are so good, not only on offense but also on defense. So many decks rely on defending big pushes with the Evo Breakers. If you don't have a Fireball in the deck, if you don't have a Rocket in the deck, guess what? Put the Evo Breakers on top of the push, they die, boom, everything disappears. It's actually insane how much damage they do, and aside from the damage, I think they also have a lot of HP. Like, I've been asking for a HP nerf for the Evo Breakers for a long time, and they did get one like recently, but that's not enough. I feel like they need another nerf for the HP, or something needs to change, bro. Something has to go for this card to not be so popular, because I swear, bro, Hyper Bait deck, Log Bait decks, Minor Poison decks, literally any Minor Wall Breaker decks, Magic Archer decks, like name any deck and I swear I'll find a way to put the Wall Breakers in there. Like I'll find a way to find a deck that has the Wall Breakers in there. I mean, I kind of over exaggerated a little bit, but you know, that just shows how broken this card is, man. I hate this card. But at the same time, it's also kind of fun to play with this card, not gonna lie. I sometimes play like Expo Wall Breakers, weird enough, and yeah, it works. So that just shows how broken the card is. If it works in like an Expo deck, which you would never expect Wall Breakers Evo to work in an Expo deck, right? But like the evolution itself is such a good like evolution that it works in like pretty much any deck in the entire game. Alright guys, we're officially on to top 5. So number 5 is going to be the Evolution Inferno Dragon, and if you don't have a reset in your deck, just say goodbye. Just swipe up. Don't even try to play the game, man. It's undefendable if you don't have a reset in the deck, and we have people playing Golem, Evo Inferno Dragon because this Evo is so reliant on like whether your opponent has a stun or not. And more often than not, if you don't have a stun, it's over. Like it's actually dead ass over. You just cannot defend this card because it one taps every single unit in the game. Very hard to deal with. Thankfully though, a lot of cycle decks and you know, a lot of people do run Ice Spirit and like Electro Spirit and even like Electro Wizard and some control and beatdown decks. But dude, for the other decks, that's just not enough, which is why this Evo makes it to top 5. Only because it's completely reliant on whether they have a stun or not. If they have a stun, okay, sure, you can deal with it. But even then, sometimes you lose, bro. And if you don't have a stun, like, game over. Just let it go. Swipe up. Coming in at number 4 is going to be the Evolution Snowball. This evolution is super broken at the moment because Goblin Drill is very popular in the meta, and not only that, a lot of the other decks are also running the Evolution Snowball at the moment. Talk about Giant Graveyard, talk about Balloon, just a ton of decks running this evolution because we have more evolution slots now due to heroes being in the game. And it's just like such a crazy concept. Like imagine a 2 elixir card pushing a 40 elixir pushback. Like how does that work? Insane concept, and also super useful on defense. You get outcycled by the Hog Rider, guess what? You have the Evo Snowball. You just put an Evo Snowball down, you defend. Like it's just like a dumb concept in my opinion, but it's super fun to play though in cycle decks. Alright guys, we're finally at the podium now. So coming in at number 3 is going to be the Skeleton Barrel evolution, and this evolution is so broken at the moment that even Mortar players rely on the evolution Skeleton Barrel more than the evolution Mortar to win games. And I mentioned this while I was, explaining why the evolution Mortar was, I think, number 20 or something. But that is because this evolution is so freaking good that it can replace a whole win condition, like a win condition like Mortar, by the way, not like, another win condition like, oh, a Miner, yeah, sure, that's replaceable. A Mortar, guys, a Mortar is a crazy good win condition, yet this win condition can replace a Mortar and become a primary win condition in a deck like Mortar Bait. That is why I put this evolution up high. Not only is it good on offense, by the way, it's super good on defense too. Like you put it on top of an Archer Queen, it dies. You put it on top of like a big push coming down, it drops, it does damage, it dies. Like crazy good evolution. At number 2 we have the Evolution Ghost, and I'm sure everybody saw this coming, man. The Evolution Ghost has been a S+ tier card for a long time, ever since it got its evolution. And they did nerf it last season by cutting off like half the damage from the ghouls, but that doesn't matter. It's the concept. It's the fact that every time it goes invisible, it hits something, it spawns 2 more ghouls. Crazy good card, baits out so much elixir. Almost always you're committed to like a negative elixir trade when you're defending the ghost, unless you have a card like a Knight, for example, or like maybe a Valkyrie that's not even like that bad of a trade. It's like -1, but it's needed. But if you don't have mini tanks in your deck, say goodbye, because the Evolution Ghost is the most broken card, almost the most broken card in the entire game. Alright guys, coming in at number 1 are going to be the Evolution Piggies, and they are so good at the moment, and it's the fact that they have not been balanced yet, like at all. They came out like a month and something ago, and they have not been balanced yet, and they're still so good. And it's the fact that that one piggy all the way on the right always goes to your tower, despite you playing the building so many tiles over, is what makes it so broken, because the drop damage is actually insane too, guys. 2 piggies drop down, they kill goblins. 1 drops down, it kills like skeletons, skeleton army, stuff like that. So every time you see the Evo Piggies, you're either committed to playing a big spell on it, or you're committed to playing a building straight on top of it, or like really over, which allows the opponent to like get a lot of spell value with the building and the tower. And oftentimes it's the lightning or the earthquake, which makes it even more annoying in a deck. So that is why I put this evolution at number 1. Now let's move on to heroes ranking. Alright guys, moving on to the hero ranking. At number 4 we have the Giant Hero, and the gap between the worst hero and the 3rd best hero is so insane, guys, because Giant Hero is like so pointless at times. Really, it's very easy to defend because you put a building down, it's dead. Like you put a swarm unit down, and if they don't have like a spell, it's dead. It's just so easy to defend compared to the other heroes. And oftentimes you're better off playing the other heroes over the Giant Hero, even in Giant decks. Like you're better off playing like Mini P.E.K.K.A hero, Musketeer hero. But yeah, the Giant Hero, like, I don't know, it should not be a hero, bro. It's not very good. The concept, it looked broken at first, right? Like when we played and tested in dev, but as it came out in the game, like we quickly figured out that yeah, it's not like that good of a hero compared to the others. So that is why I put it at number 4. At number 3 we have the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A, and the gap between the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A and the Hero Giant is miles. Like this hero is so much better than the Giant, yet it's only the 3rd best, because the fact that Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A, like sure, level up 5 level, it's kind of broken, right? But it is kind of easy to defend. Like if you're a pro player, if you know what you're doing, you can defend this card pretty easily. You just have to know when to place cards and how to correctly defend it. Compared to the other heroes, like others are quite literally, the other 2 are quite literally very hard to defend slash undefendable, but this one is super, super, super easy to defend. But that doesn't make it any less broken though. It is very, very broken as well. If you don't have the right counters, like you're just dead to a level 21 mini P.E.K.K.A on ladder, or like a level 20 mini P.E.K.K.A on ladder, right? Because you get level 5 plus. At number 2, guys, I do have the Hero Musketeer, and this is pretty deserving in my opinion because the turret is so broken. Not only the turret, man, even when people don't pop the turret, like you're bound to overcommit, right? Because you have to be expecting the turret. So say for example, like I'm expecting a turret, I put a knight down, the person doesn't pop a turret, now I'm down 3 elixirs. So guess what? He goes like hog opposite and I lose. And that concept is just so broken. And not to mention, like, even if they do pop the turret does so much DPS. And if it locks on your tower, it's just over because it shoots so fast. And like within like a 5-second time, I think it can melt down your tower. Okay, that's like too quick, right? But you get what I'm saying though. Like I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but it's insanely broken and it's so useful in times. However, in some matchups, you're probably better off not popping the turret because, you know, people do like run a lot of like counter turret decks. Like they have like 2 mini tanks and stuff. And they also have like a lot of big spells now to take out the Musketeer on your side so you can't pop it on the other side. But aside from that, this hero is definitely the second best hero at the moment. Coming in at number 1 and the best hero in the entire game, we have the Knight hero. And the reason why this hero is so good is because the ability is only 2 elixir for an ability that gives you extra shield and also pulls troops from like all over the map within 7.5 tile radius. And this has proven to be so broken in game, guys. I've played a million decks with the Hero Knight and every single deck only benefits with the Hero Knight. Not one deck would you rather have the Evil Knight over the Hero Knight because you already get the shield with the Hero Knight, right? So like why would you want to have the Evil Knight? And for 2 extra elixir, not only do you get the shield, you also get to pull troops that have already either been on your tower or on the way to your tower straight to the Knight, making it more bailout on defense. So that is why this is the best hero in the entire game. And that concludes the video. So if you guys enjoyed the ranking video, please let me know in the comments and make sure to like and subscribe. This did take like a while to record, so you know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. But let me know if you guys didn't enjoy it as well, and maybe I'll switch something up, and I would definitely appreciate like feedback in the comments as well. But love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.